And I'm going to use the Polychromos Light Ultramarine here at this transition from the lower eyelid to the white fur. I'm just going to bring this in as perfect color for this transition. Okay, I'm going to use some of the Polychromos black as well here along this edge. It's all about creating illusion, right? Making it look like you can feel the fur and like stick your fingers down in between the hairs. When it's really just a piece of paper. And then on this side, I'm going to bring in the Polychromos burnt ochre. So going in with that white Prismacolor, I know that's a huge surprise. And I'm going to lift out these drawing lines down here. So from this end, I'm going to come over with the Polychromos burnt ochre. And then here I'll have the Polychromos Light Ultramarine. So notice right here in this section right here on your reference photo, let me bring it here, you've got fur coming in from multiple directions. So on this side it's coming in, like the fur direction is going this way, and on this side it's going kind of this way, and here it's coming up that way. So this is one of those, I call them zipper areas. It's like where the cat's pajamas have a zipper on them and all the fur meets together. You always want to look for those because your fur direction is going to change. And so you want to make sure that you're catching that and your pencil strokes are changing along with that. Okay, and then I'm going to bring the light ultramarine blue over on this side. There's like a little pocket here of what's going to essentially be straight white. So I'm going to bring this down on the other side of that. Okay, I'm gonna burnish this a little bit with my white Prismacolor. Okay, and I'm gonna bring some walnut, the Polychromos walnut brown in over here on the side of the cheek. Just going through my repertoire of browns over here, building up the darker fur on this side. And bring in my black to get the value a lot darker. I often turn my pencil, I'll do like a couple strokes and then I'll turn my pencil like a little bit of a quarter turn and do a few more strokes and then turn. That way I'm kind of always keeping a sharp point on it, so that my hair strokes are always nice and sharp when I need them to be. Use my Polychromos walnut brown to bring in some darker lines down here going into the white fur. And then maybe just a couple more black hairs coming in. And intersperse with some light ultramarine. Okay, then I'm going to go in with my slice tool, start pulling out some lights. Okay, and then going to my blending stump and just kind of softening things out a little bit. I'm going to take some of the Prismacolor white, put that down over here. I should have erased that. It's too late. So I should have erased this part right here before I put white over it. So now it's stuck like that and I'm going to have to deal with it. Oops. I'm going to take the light ultramarine Polychromos and start bringing in some hairs over here. I'm just going to soften this out with the white Prismacolor. And take the Polychromos Walnut Brown and bring some interspersed little hairs down here. And some Polychromos Black. Using lighter pressure as I come down here where it's still white fur, but I want it to look like it's kind of shadowed. So there is a change in direction of hair here. Need to be careful of. I'm just using really light pressure so that my darks don't get too dark. Go back in with some white Prismacolor and blend things out some. Bring a few more darks in over here. Okay, I'm gonna bring the white down further. Okay, I'm going to bring in some Polychromos Light Ultramarine. And so I have the indentations from the stylist here for the whiskers. But I don't have to worry about them because the pencil is just going to kind of skid right over them. I'm not worrying about hair texture so much because this is kind of in a softer focus. So you can see these lines starting to show up a little bit, and then they'll show, the darker I get, the more the whisker lines will show. Now I'm going to bring in the Prismacolor black and start building up the value in this corner. So this corner is a lot darker than it seems like it would be with white fur, but it is pretty dark. When you squint at it, it's pretty darn dark. And bring in some of the light ultramarine blue. And blend things out with some Prismacolor white. Not worried so much about, worried a little bit about fur direction, but more worried about kind of softening up some of the pencil marks and making the transitions a little softer. So having it darker here and having a soft transition here is helping this look like it's curving around the cheekbone of the kitty. Okay, white on everything. I'm going to take my black Polychromos and just outline this nostril here. to help me keep my place. Okay, light ultramarine, Polychromos. Get this a lot darker. I'm going to bring in my Prismacolor black here because I want to build this up a lot darker than it is, but I think I do want that blue cast in here a little bit. That I'll get with the Prismacolor. So even though this is white fur, you can see you have to go pretty dark in order to make the nose bridge read correctly. And I'm just following along with this like swirl in the fur.